An inner critic is an internalized voice or part of oneself that harshly judges, criticizes, and doubts one's abilities, worth, or actions. It can manifest as a self-attacking, self-undermining inner dialogue that erodes self-confidence and self-esteem. Your inner critic is present and attacking you when you experience feelings of inadequacy, shame, guilt, depression, or a general sense of not being good enough. However, it's important to recognize that this inner critic is not the truth about you. It is a protective part of you that, although misguided, is trying to help and shield you from potential harm or failure. Even though its methods are harmful, its intentions stem from a desire to protect you. The inner critic often sounds like, "I'm the worst. Why am I so bad at this? I'm a terrible mom, dad. I'll mess this up. I'm not good enough." These critical inner voices can make you feel bad about yourself, doubt your abilities, and impose strict rules or expectations on who you should be or how you should behave. The key is to understand that your inner critic is a part of you that can be transformed and integrated, rather than suppressed or fought against. By acknowledging and connecting with this protective part of yourself with compassion and understanding, you can gradually reshape it into a more supportive and encouraging inner voice. There are various forms that the inner critic can take, each with its own distinct voice and agenda. The taskmaster pushes you relentlessly to work hard, judging you for not being productive or successful enough. Its intention is to motivate you to achieve, though its methods can be harsh. The perfectionist imposes unrealistic standards of flawlessness, making it difficult to complete tasks or even start them. It may praise perfection but criticize anything less. The inner controller tries to prevent potentially destructive behaviors like addiction or anger outbursts, but does so through shaming and rigid rules rather than compassion. The underminer erodes your self-confidence, almost afraid of you being powerful or visible. It seeks to keep you small and doubting yourself. The destroyer is the most extreme, crushing your sense of self-worth and right to exist, perhaps stemming from anger turned inward as a self-preservation mechanism. The guilt tripper fixates on past mistakes, making you feel guilty without forgiveness as a way to prevent repeating those actions. The conformist attacks anything that deviates from its rigid notion of how you should be, whether meek, aggressive, caring, intelligent, etc. The doubter constantly questions your decisions, feelings, beliefs, and intentions in an attempt to prevent potential missteps. While these inner critics are intended to protect us, their harsh, inflexible voices can profoundly undermine our well-being. The key is recognizing these parts with compassion and finding more supportive inner guides. My inner critic often sounds like, "I'm the worst. Why am I so bad at this? I'm a terrible mom, dad. I'll mess this up. I'm not good enough." These harsh, self-doubting voices can really erode self-confidence and motivation. To transform the inner critic into a more supportive inner coach, it can help to reflect on positive guides or mentors in our lives. Some qualities I try to embody from are patience, empathy, seeing the bigger picture progress rather than fixating on setbacks, and balancing accountability with compassion. I possess determination and a strong work ethic, which can be leveraged positively rather than for harsh self-criticism. Strengthening that inner coach voice can help counter the inner critic by 1. Noticing and reframing negative self-talk into more nurturing guidance. 2. Celebrating small wins and progress, not just big achievements. 3. Giving yourself the same wise advice you'd give a friend. 4. Setting realistic expectations, not demanding perfection. Using positive affirmations can be powerful in this process. Repeating phrases like "I am worthy of self-compassion" or "progress over perfection" can reprogram those deep-rooted negative beliefs. The key is repetition and embodying the affirmation, not just saying empty words. Over time, constructive self-talk can crowd out the cruel inner critic and replace it with an encouraging inner coach that inspires you to grow and improve from a place of self-acceptance. It's an ongoing practice, but one that can profoundly shift your self-perception.